We've got the motor installed. Got the hood back on it. And we've just put it over here at the lift so we can put the new exhaust on it. Got the transmission in it too. So it is getting ready for Power Tour 2024. Well, he's about finished with the exhaust. He's putting on the collector gaskets now. Let's see what it looks like under here. Put some tips on it. Trying to decide whether to go with the short ones or those, but I think those look better with that being such a long vehicle.
Got the exhaust on 2 o'clock this morning. Got everything buttoned up. Still got to add coolant to it. Still got other things to do. But we got some transmission fluid in it. Got a gallon in it. Got oil in it. We lowered the front with the 3-inch spindles as you've seen in earlier videos. We put exhaust on it as you've seen in earlier videos. But what you didn't see, we put a flip kit on it. 5-inch flip kit. It's dark under here. And I purchased the flip kit and I decided that I'd just make my shock brackets. So what I did is I got some 1.5 by 1.5 square tubing. I cut it 6 inches in length. Then it has some 4-link tabs, and I welded them to the 6-inch tubing on the outside. So when you bolt them, you drill a hole in the back side of it, and I'll drill a pass-through hole. So when you bolt it back up in there, it relocates your shock down, and you don't have to buy shock drop links. Just a little tip, save some money. But I'll get my assistant to come over here and I'll walk you through how to do it. If you take a piece of tape and you wrap it around your wrench, leave the back side open, leave sticky side in the hole. You take your said nut and you stick it in the hole, like so. You take and you stick your wrench up in the bracket, like so. Don't do it with a box stand, because if you get trapped, you have to redo all this. Stick your bracket up there and you start your bolt into said nut.
I didn't hear it say nothing.
It's a butternut.
Oh, don't even.
If you push too hard, you'll push the nut out of your wrench, so don't do that. Don't take mine.
We just wanted to show you what not to do
Yeah, this
first.
is just what not to do.
Now this is what you really need to do.
Attempt number is 37 3/4. Okay.
See?
You stayed on that time.
Ta-da!
Your 9/16 wrench. And then you stick the wrench back up in the hole. And you tighten it up. You take your other 3/8 bolt, you run it through where your original shock bolt initially once was. If you got arthritic fingers, this is a challenge. I'm going to tell you from experience. And then you tighten that there said bolt up. I'm using used bolts, so if you see that the head's dirty, it's just, there was initially a manifold bolt from the front up there, now it's a
How
shock bolt
dare
from the back.
you use dirty bolts? No, you would. I don't know that I'll be able to ride in it knowing that.
You're on dirty bolty. Alright. Now you gotta get your strap off here, because if you don't,
Yeah, it's there.
it won't come through the hole. So it will become one with the vehicle. So the easiest way to do this is not to do it. But other than that, the easiest way to do it is you pull your slack up, you squeeze the shock. You unhook the top of the strap off the top of the shock. You pull back on the shock just a minute bit. And you squeeze the shock back to itself. These shocks have been on here since 1901 or something like that, and they're still good. I'll speak for them right now. I will sign the voucher.
Here.
Alright. Like you did out of that, stick your bolt in one side and beat the piss out of it with a hammer on the other.
Careful now. We're under this thing.
Yeah. Now if you take and you beat your threads down flat with a hammer, it'll make your nut become a lock nut.
You already have the bracket made for this side, or you still got to do that?
I'll walk you through how to make it here in just a second. There you have yourself a homemade
There it is. Get over there.
bracket. Alright,
You
now,
forgot to paint it black too.
now how I did this is like I said, you take your 1.5 by 1.5 square block. You take your 6-inch block, 1.5 by 1.5 metal, stick it up in your shock hole with a shock bracket hole, push it all the way to the top. Make your market out hole and make your market this hole back here. Alright, your bracket's going to go on this side when you weld the 2 butterfly ears on there for your shock. And it's going to flush out here at the bottom and it's going to be right there. So, if you're dyslexia like I am, it's best to put an arrow there, otherwise you'll be welding backwards and be grinding off doing it all over again. Let's walk over here to the drillage press. This way, camera. Most people have fancy center punches and stuff like that. I just use the old blind eye guesstimation trick. I'm blind in one eye and I just guess where it's supposed to go and I just poke a hole there. If it works, it works. If it don't, oh well. It just didn't. Put a little squawk squeaker whitener on there. Go to work. Alright, the hole that goes through the shock mount, you want it closest to the front as you can get. That way it can skirt this wall and use this wall as a kicker. So you can see my mark right there. So I'm going to kind of hit my mark best I can. Stay off of the flange. You can see right there where the metal is actually bent. You can see the line in it, so you know where the wall is on it. Just go all the way through with that one. These videos may not be helping the first soul. Like I said, we're making them for entertainment and for purposes of when I lose my mind, I'll know what it is. That ain't gonna be far off. Take a little coping file and run around the inside where that bandsaw cut it. Because that's where you're going to be sticking your little fingers. And they will thank you for it later. Alright, you grab your nut, your washers, and your bolt, and everything for the other side. These here, like I said, they're just... We've got hundreds of these things from one of the swap meets we went to. But all it is like 4-link subframe bracket tabs. Which I guess you could take and cut off a flat piece of metal. And just square it off the edge of that and do the same thing.
We've got the spring rod run in Pigeon Forge coming up next weekend, so we've still got to finish this up and finish buffing it. We haven't done any more to that, so we've still got a lot of work to do.
No, we had the truck break down, so we didn't have no videos or nothing else.
We would take 32, but it's not quite ready yet, so since we're prepping this for the power tour, I guess we'll just be taking this one.
I wouldn't advise nobody to wear without a helmet, but I've done it for so long where it's just become common sense to not use a helmet. We use the helmet on a boat and I will. I don't look at the blue lights. When I weld, I use the head of the welder to shield the blue arc. That's what burns your eyes. You can look at the orange glow, but you don't look at the blue light.
We'll just wear a helmet. Close up.
Blind man's weld job. Good enough who it's for. Okay, well, we're going to try and polish this truck up, make it look a little better. We got a new motor and all in it. Still waiting on parts. The 32 still waiting on parts too, so we ain't got back yet. But this is a little before and after shot. Of what it will look like.
This part here hasn't been done. You probably can't tell we have a lot of street on it. This part right here has been started. Now we've got that much left to do, plus the other side, plus the top. Oh my goodness. Probably don't regret this.
So, I'm wearing a microphone. I'm going to polish this little area right here, and I'm going to take this mic off because otherwise it's going to be blistering y'all's ears. But that way you can see the transition from what it is right now to what it's going to look like. It is a world of difference.
Huge difference. Now, last year we just took it like it was. We just washed it and drove it. This year it's getting a whole lot of attention.
We got a new motor in it, new transmission, new exhaust. We got the drop spindles on the front. We're waiting on components for the rear. We're just going to do drop the leaf springs down with the shackle hangers. But with this being a Suburban, it's different than the C10s. And I spoke with one guy, and he told me that the Suburban, all of them was the same, and I told him it wasn't, and he said it had universal bolt holes. So we listened to him, and we sent him the $150, and it came in, and it does not work, like I told him it didn't. So I doubt he subscribes to the channel, but anyhow, it was an individual who just sells stuff off of his website. But anyhow, we bought a flip kit, which I didn't want to do, but we're going to put the axle on top of the leaf springs. And that way it don't hinder the ride of the factory ride. It's only going to be 3 inches low. We're not slamming it on the ground and nothing. Still want it to have some characteristics of the factory suspension. We don't want to kill the ride of it.
That's why it's still sitting here on the lift.
Yeah. But this makes it easy for me to buff because it's right here at chest high, so I don't have to strain. But she's going to polish the bottom, I'm going to polish this, and we'll get back with you here in a little while.
up of the difference. I can get over here. So the door hasn't been done. And there is that. Huge difference. I really didn't expect it to shine up that good. But the 71 GMC did, so. Alright, so we just got the rest of the truck to go.
The reason I'm doing tailgate like this because the paint's so thin. I don't want it to cut through. It was already about wore off. This used to be a survey truck. They were constantly using the tailgate on it. And there you have it, just like a brand new truck with a mirror image. Alright, we got it back on the ground, got the exhaust on it, got the flip kit put on the rear end of it. We're going to have to lower the front end a little bit. It's squatting right now, can't have that. But let's hear what the exhaust sounds like back here at the back of the vehicle. She's got a small thump stick in her, nothing major. Nothing like the sound of a good old Howard cam to get your morning started.
Now say that again about Pigeon Forge, because I'm not sure if they could hear you over the exhaust.
I said if the video comes out in time, we'll be in Pigeon Forge at the Rod Run next weekend. So keep an eye out for this. We'll have some stickers to give out to folks. Meet and greet if you want to. If not, that's fine too. But we'll be there, riding around. If we had all the parts to the 32, we'd try and get done with it, but still waiting on snail mail. I thought they was coming UPS. I think they're coming by horse and buggy. But anyhow, we got one project done anyhow. So that's a win in my book.
Alright, we are working on the roof of the Suburban. We've got the front part of the driver's side wet sanded and buffed. You can tell the difference in between that side and the passenger side. So we're going to get the rest of this roof done, move on to the hood and then the passenger side. So we just thought we would show you the before and after, and we will video the rest of the progress as we go along. Alright, just thought I would show you a close-up of the hood. I'm about to wet sand it so that we can buff it. And I've got some more of the roof wet sanded. So just using 600 sandpaper first. Wet sand it. So last year we took this on the power tour, as we've already said, but we left everything as it was, just how it looks now. Just cleaned the inside out, put the gas tank on, and did a couple other things, and just left. So it made it. We had a good time. So this year it's getting a lot of attention. Getting a makeover.
We're the channel's mascot.
And I'm just wet sanding, try to get some of this dull paint down and get the rough edges of the rusted area smooth, so that when we buff it, it'll all be easy to buff, and we'll bring it out more.
Everybody who subscribes to the channel.
Yeah, we are so close to 500. It's crazy. So we appreciate all y'all. And if you haven't already and you're watching, please hit that subscribe button. Alright. Got the hood wet sanded. I think it looks kind of cool like that. But that's just gone over with 600. So hopefully when we finish wet sanding it and then we buff it, hopefully it will shine like that right there. Wet sanding finished, and this has been buffed. Now we're just, Devin's wiping off the buffing compound so we can see what it's going to look like. Of course, you can still see the areas where the rust was. We've got most of that smoothed out, so it's looking better. The top of it's finished. we'll walk around there and show you the top of it. So it's definitely a huge improvement. We didn't think it would shine up this good. We've still got a little bit of work to do to the front. We're going to lower it just a little bit more so that it's the same level as the back. And then it should be about ready for the Rod Run and Pigeon Forge and ready for the Hot Rod Power Tour. I think this is cool here how the paint has faded on this fender and up there. I think that's pretty color. But the driver's side isn't that, I mean the passenger side isn't as faded. So but it's looking good, so we're going to finish this up and hopefully we'll have it all finished soon.
So we're going to see how it does. This is its first shakedown.
We literally just finished the lowering part of it, rinsed it off, and got in the car and left.
I'll put some better tires on these. Ain't worth crap. It's got Chinese ling longer or something on it. They're soft, so I have a whole bunch of sidewall roll. But this is going to be a good shakedown trip for it. We've touched every bolt and nut in it, from the motor to the transmission to the rear end to the front end. So if anything's going to fall off, we'll see if it's going to fall off now. So y'all keep your fingers crossed for us. And if we break down, at least we have sights to look at. Fun about being in the mountains. All the curvy roads, I used to couldn't wait to come up here and ride through Dragon's Tail and all like that. Now we get to ride down curvy roads every day.
Not a fan.
When we get your Corvette built, you'll be in the road every day. You can tell these ain't performance tires at all. Now that it's got handling capabilities, it won't handle bouncer because we got the shocks in a different location. They're more out, but now they're compressed in. drove a lowrider. And what is so crazy, she'll show you on the video. We moved up here, and we brought this Suburban up here, and we'd see people, and they would say, "Oh, is that such and such a car?" And it's like, "No, it's ours. We've had it for a year." "Oh, okay. Well, so and so had one just like it." It's like, "No, that ain't it." Then you meet somebody else. "Is that so and so's car?" And it was 2 or 3 different people's names. It's like, "No, that ain't it. It's ours. We brought it from Georgia up here." So then the guy up here started weed eating his yard, and the actual property owner passed away, got killed in a car wreck. So the brother maintains the land. But once he started cleaning up, weed eating, we could see what people was talking about then. There's 2 Suburbans sitting right up here in this yard that's identical to this. And the car club president owned one of them, and that was one of the names we heard, and then he sold it. And that person sold it to this guy up here. And then the other one belonged to somebody else, and they sold it. So all the names that we'd heard was from all the people that the deceased guy had purchased the vehicles from. But I've been trying to find the brother to see if he wants to sell them. That'd be cool to have three matching Suburbans. I mean, identical to the T. She'll turn the camera around here. I'll slow it down now. He's out of cutting grass now. Of course, when we got somewhere to be. Anyways, there's the other 2 Suburbans right there. But one day we got somewhere to be, and he's out in the yard.
To hold this camera. Curves and the swoopty swoops in the road. Get a mount for the dash, I guess, or those magnetic ones.
Suction cup.
Something.
I had to adjust the throttle positions. I mean the detent cable on the transmission. The transmission ain't shifting quite right. But it ain't slipping, it is pulling. The guy that rebuilt the transmission said that whoever built it before didn't put all the clutches and all back in it. So that was kind of wild. Here's a 57 on the pole.
This video clip is of the Suburban in the original state that we purchased it in. We had just brought it here to Tennessee, and as you can tell, it is filthy and has been sitting for a while, hasn't been cranked or driven in quite a while, as you can tell here by the tag. So I just thought I would show you a quick clip of the before and how it looks now that we're finished with it.
shakedown run last night to make sure no bolts and nothing gonna fall out of it. But she can take it for a walk around and see what it looks like.
The paint shined up really nice. Of course, the rusted areas on the hood and the roof are still showing, but they look better than they did. We haven't even washed it yet, so it might look a little better once it's washed.
Back here is where the music to sleep by happens. Just to listen to this will do away with all your worries. Now that's a thump stick. Action-packed thump stick.
So there it is, it's ready for the spring rod run in Pigeon Forge. And then it will be also ready for Power Tour 24. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.